Anders, let me turn to you on the Russian economy. What is happening right now on the ground in Russia? And I think the way to frame this is, are the pressure points the US and the G7 are trying to hit actually working as intended?
Yeah, to follow up on what Julia said, and so to say, put a few numbers on it. This is an extraordinary blow. And Russia all of a sudden got to almost Iran-style sanctions. Oil and raw material export is still not sanctioned, but financially this is pretty much the same thing. And surprise, surprise, the Russian economy collapsed in one day. The whole financial economy collapsed. And to give you some numbers, the Russian 31 stocks that are traded in London have fallen by 98% in 2 weeks. So essentially the Russian financial market has closed and is not likely to come back. This is how severe the situation is. For example, Sberbank Europe, based in Vienna, Sberbank's operation in Central and Eastern Europe, went bankrupt yesterday. Virtually all funds that have invested in Russian assets are likely to go bankrupt because of this. And the Russian ruble fell instantly by 30%. It's likely to fall much more. A minimum would be 50%, which is what it fell by in a relatively mild crisis in 2014 after the first Western sanctions. And with 50% devaluation, you would expect at least 20% inflation, perhaps more. And with that, you would expect to see a substantial decline in GDP. In 2015, after the financial sanctions of 2014, Russia's GDP fell officially by 2.5%. In 98, when there was a more severe financial crash, GDP fell by almost 5%. I would expect that the 5% would be the minimum. Now, I think it will be worse than in 98, because in 98 there was a fast cleaning up. Now there will be no cleaning up. It will be just a great mess. There will be big problem to try to salvage the big Russian state banks. And of those, only Sberbank is well run. The others, VTB, Gazprom Bank, and Roselkhozbank are normally not making significant profits, and normally get extra money from time to time. So this is really a horrendous crisis for the Russian economy. And as long as the war lasts, there's no reason to believe that they will come out of it. For President Putin is striking, he has all the time prided himself of macroeconomic stability. Whenever he talks about economic themes, he talks about the big international currency reserves. As you pointed out, Josh, now they are frozen. And there are no benefit at all to Russia. He loved the concept of fortress Russia. Now it turns out that it's no fortress at all. And Russia has simply become uninvestable. We have already seen that 5 big oil companies have withdrawn from Russia: BP, Shell, Exxon, Norwegian Equinor, and Austrian OMV. And say that they are giving up their assets in Russia, as yet unclear how. Only French Total, of the big investors, is so far hanging on. And we are now seeing that very many companies refuse to sell to Russia because there are too many dangers, reputation risk, selling to Russia. And one reason why the oil prices skyrocketed is that nobody wants to buy Russian oil now because they don't know how they can pay for it. Will they pay in a way so that they commit a sanctions violation. Okay, then it's better not to buy Russian oil. And since the price is going up anyhow, what's the damage? So this is horrendous.